Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us here on Montana This Morning. I'm Augusta McDonald.
And I'm Louis Storch. Hopefully having a great start to your Thursday. You know, Augusta, we've had quite a bit of snow so far this year.
We've had a fair amount of snow for November.
I was looking at some graphics earlier this week, and compared to last year, already a lot more snow cover on the ground than what we saw last year at this time. And so me being from back east, I'm really excited to try skiing out here for the first time.
Skiing, yes, that is exciting. Did you ever ski back east?
You know what, I did, but it's the east. You know,
it's like on a landfill.
It takes about 10 minutes to go up, and then you're down the hill in about 30 seconds. So I'm excited to give it out here a shot, and all the snow is really getting me in the mood for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're even talking about more snow rolling in today as well. So it's just going to add to that snow cover that we already see, or that snowpack that we've already seen forming so far this year. We have this winter weather advisory in place. This is through 3 p.m. here in the glacier region. Below 3,500 feet, we could see anywhere from a trace to an inch, so not talking a lot of snow. Elsewhere above 3,500 feet, anywhere from 3 to 5 inches. And then as you head further south in the purple shade air, this winter weather advisory goes into effect this afternoon at 5 p.m. This lasts until Friday at 5 p.m. Valleys could see 1 to 3 inches. Pass level over those mountain roads and passes 3 to 6 inches. The mountains anywhere from 6 to 12 inches as this system rolls through. Here's a quick look at your Thursday forecast. Temperatures mostly in the 30s and lower 40s with rain showers, especially during the morning.
Alrighty, thank you, Louis. And continuing our coverage, the future for a homeless man who died last week was getting brighter before hypothermia set in. His daughter is hoping for change alongside those who are working on homelessness in Missoula. 61-year-old Tim Lloyd secured a housing voucher just a week or so before he died sleeping outside. The Union Gospel Mission held a service for him. Lloyd had been a member of their community for about a dozen years. His daughter and people from Havre, where he's from, sang Amazing Grace alongside the people Lloyd had been living alongside with homeless.
I have great memories of him as a kid. He left when I was probably 10 when my parents got divorced. He had a problem, and I think he wanted to hide it from people, and he disappeared for 20 years.
She reconnected with him in Missoula about 8 years ago, where he was no stranger at UGM. She worked for years to secure his housing.
Being close is bitter. Being close to that maybe happening is bitter. But there's nothing bitter about like reconnecting with him and being with him these last few years.
Tim Lloyd's situation represents what about 15% of Missoula's homeless population deals with. Those that are considered chronically homeless can live on the streets even for decades. These long stays on the street are costing human lives and taxpayer dollars.
That 15% makes up the majority of emergency room visits, jail. You know, it's very costly to for that population to remain in homelessness. So part of what we looked at as a system, as a homeless system, is what are the barriers to helping this population?
Multiple agencies in Missoula are a part of redesigning and launching a new coordinated entry system. It's been in effect for several months.
It's no longer, I am from this agency and I have my caseload behind me that I have to house. It is, we have one caseload now as a community, and we're literally going through, based on vulnerability, how are we going to help this person obtain housing and income and the supportive services that they need.
Although this work to end homelessness has caught a second wind, Williams says meeting survival needs with services like UGM's recently opened warming shelter is critical.
We can only end chronic homelessness by shifting the system and prioritizing our limited resources to the most vulnerable, those that are most likely to die on our streets.
Housing was out of reach late in the course of Tim Lloyd's life, but his daughter hopes for change.
They're not just nameless people out there, and I think that's kind of the first step, is to communicate that to the community so they don't see it as just a transient problem.
She says even though her father lived on the streets, he mattered, and he had a community of family and friends, old and new, who loved him. Reporting in Missoula, I'm Augusta McDonald for MTN News. That overnight warming shelter at the Union Gospel Mission is open every night and will continue operating through this winter. In other Missoula news this morning, the Missoula Food Bank receives a lot of spuds and onions as they are getting ready for the holiday demand. Missoula Federal Credit Union donated 50,000 pounds of potatoes and onions from the Can the Cats food drive. Missoula Food Bank Executive Director Aaron Brock says these items are perfect because they have a long shelf life and the food is being stored by the growers and sent to the food bank on an as-needed basis. In addition to helping the food bank in its efforts to raise more pounds of food than the Bozeman Food Bank, it gives them a welcome kickstart heading into the holiday season. Last year, the Can the Cats food drive raised over 300,000 pounds of food, falling just a few thousand behind Bozeman.
It was very close, but we lost, and we've lost 15 out of the 17 years that we've done this little competition. So our hope is that this donation from the credit union, plus so many other donations that we're seeing every single day, really every single hour, push us over the top.
The drive runs through halftime of Saturday's Cat Grizz game. The Gorilla Turkey Drive continues to be the major source of Thanksgiving turkeys to help the hungry in west central Montana. This year, with many communities still feeling the financial impacts of a long fire season, the donations are needed more than ever. For the 23rd year, the radio stations of Cherry Creek Media are teaming up with listeners to collect turkeys and cash, directly helping food banks in Darby, Hamilton, Stevensville, Missoula, and Superior with their Thanksgiving food baskets. And the demand is great. It's estimated that 780 turkeys are needed to help everyone this year. Of course, the DJs are having some fun along the way. Our Dennis Bragg had suggested taking a gravy shot challenge 2 years ago to boost donations. And while Chris and Brian weren't sure about hitting the sauce again this year, Eagle Country's Tom Anthony has challenged them again and promised he'll do gravy shots Friday on our Montana This Morning show. That's tomorrow morning if 400 turkeys are donated. Turkeys can't be dropped off at the Cherry Creek Studios at 600 North Avenue through Friday afternoon. Top stories this morning. The House of Representatives votes today on the GOP tax reform bill. It's a measure that's expected to pass. And while House Democrats insist this is not a plan to make the wealthy wealthier, it's not included the controversial addition Republicans in the Senate just added to their proposal. Hannah Doba in New York explains.
The House is expected to pass today the most comprehensive tax reform bill in decades.
We are cutting taxes for middle and low-income families. The typical median household of four gets a $1,182 tax cut.
Unlike the Senate Republicans' proposal, which brings health care in by aiming to eliminate the Obamacare individual mandate, the House bill doesn't touch that. Like the Senate bill, though, the House measure would permanently slash the corporate tax rate and cut individual rates across the board. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, at a rally against the bill Wednesday, insists the changes are aimed at the wealthy, not the poor and middle classes.
This tax proposal is immoral and increases the deficit.
Some House Republicans have raised objections to the part of the bill that does away with deductions for state and local taxes. That will hurt those in high tax states like New York and California. There don't appear to be enough Republicans against the measure, though, to sink it. Hannah Doba, CBS News.
A vote on the Senate's bill is expected after Thanksgiving. The two chambers would then need to reconcile the bills before sending them off to the president. Mr. Trump has been pushing a final version to hit his desk by the end of the year. Other headlines, Roy Moore's legal team is pushing back against one of the women accusing the Alabama Senate candidate of sexual assault. On Wednesday, Moore's attorney demanded Beverly Young Nelson release the high school yearbook she claims Moore signed decades ago so that a handwriting expert can review its authenticity. In response, Nelson's attorney is calling on Moore to testify before Congress about the allegations against him. And a rare Leonardo da Vinci has smashed auction records. The painting, entitled Savior of the World, sold at Christie's Wednesday for a whopping $450 million. It's one of only a few Da Vinci works that still exists. Back in western Montana, meteorologist Louis Dorch has more on those rainy weather headlines.
All right, thank you, Augusta. Good morning, everyone. Wow, $450 million. I was just thinking about that. Wouldn't it be nice if you just had money that you could just spend on one single painting? like that. Just incredible. All right, let's talk about some of the weather that we are seeing this morning. We're going to look at your Doppler network. A cold front is moving through. As it does, expect rain showers to become more widespread and even some bursts of heavy snow in the mountains and some heavy rain showers as the front continues to slide through. So you can see the rain showers beginning to pick up and some snow showers in places like Superior. Polston's getting some pretty steady rain, still some light rain showers here around Kalispell, and then sliding a little bit further south. Notice that this system is continuing to slide east, so it's just on Missoula's doorstep. Those in Missoula should start to see some showers here fairly soon, some rain showers, then heading south towards Hamilton. A little bit more time, but you can see that is starting to build in as well. Now, a quick look at how much rain we're expecting with this system. This is over the next 48 hours. Again, like I mentioned yesterday, it's not going to be a lot of rain. So we're looking at mostly around 1/10 of an inch, maybe 2/10 of an inch here in western Montana. Here in northern Idaho, that's where we're going to see more of the heavier rain showers, and then as you head down into central Idaho as well. Now, the snow showers, that's a little bit different, a little more difficult to go through, so I'll try to do my best to show you what we're expecting here with our futurecast snowfall totals. First, I'll go ahead and stop it. Let me back up so you can see this evening. You see, I'm going to stop this evening at around 10 p.m. Notice not a lot of snow. Warmer, it's mostly going to fall as rain. Now tonight, as the temperatures drop and temperatures are going to be cooler on Friday, we could get in the valley some rain and snow mixing in by Friday evening. So notice around maybe 1 inch, possibly 2 inches in the valleys, but really here along the Idaho and Montana border in the higher elevations and up in the glacier region, could get several inches of snow falling, making for difficult travel conditions again tonight and into Friday morning. So we'll just keep our eye on that. And if you are doing traveling during that time, give yourself a little extra time to get where you need to be. Here's a quick look at your 7-day forecast. First for Missoula, we'll see 40 today with rain showers in the morning, scattered by the afternoon, and then more widespread showers as we get to tonight and into tomorrow. Kalispell, 39 today, 37 on Friday. Then we are going to start to dry it out for the weekend. Hamilton, 41 will be our high with rain showers, especially this morning. 36 with snow showers tonight and tomorrow morning. And then we'll see partly sunny skies Saturday and Sunday.
Alrighty, thank you, Lewis. Well, we'll be back right after this, but first let's have a look at your birthday shout outs.